Yo, that was uncomfortable. It's hot. My legs are dead. My legs are shot. They're toast. I just feel the heat radiating off the road. So I only have one shot at this for the title of this video to be true. So however this shakes down, we're gonna find out in this video. Yo, all right, so in 2 days, the day after tomorrow, I'm going on my very first road ride, and I'm going to attempt to ride 100 miles. But as of right now, as of this point here, I have never ridden a road bike, I've never ridden a gravel bike, and I've never even touched drop handlebars. So to all my channel subscribers, don't worry, this channel is not going to the road. So the first order of business was to set a goal. So I've heard of century rides. It seemed like a high goal, and I like to shoot for the stars on these types of adventures. And I also wanted to pick a distance that would be respectable in the cycling community. So I reached out to somebody who has experience in BMX, mountain biking, and now primarily rides road to see what they thought about a 100-mile attempt. And they were very positive in their feedback. You know, they said wear chamois butter, find the proper seat. So the more I read their response, the more I realized that they assumed that I would be training for this type of thing. But there's no time to train because my ride is in 2 days. And the next order of business was to source a bike. So I made some phone calls to some local bike shops, sent out some messages to see if I could rent a bike for the weekend. And I was really surprised to find out that they don't rent road bikes. Nobody rents road bikes around here. So I reached out on Instagram to see if anybody would offer me a bike to borrow. The responses were great, and I appreciate all your responses. But the more I thought about it, the more uncomfortable I felt about riding, you know, something that somebody spent their hard-earned money on. So as I looked at the used market, you know, everything was super unique, and I thought how cool it would be if I could ride something that would be relatable to a wide variety of people, something that's available, you know, anywhere in the world. Now I don't have sponsorship, so I have to sponsor myself on this video. And my self-sponsorship budget for this video is small, it's very small. So I searched inexpensive road bikes and realized that inexpensive road bikes are way out of my budget. So I had to plug in a number. So I plugged in $300, brought up some options, and the one I actually chose is a gravel bike. And a gravel bike's not going to be the ideal tool for this job. I know the gearing's not great, the geo is not great, the weight is not great, it's gonna be slow. But while it's not the ideal tool for the job, it's a good enough tool for the job. And that's kind of my MO. If it's good enough, it's good enough for me. So now it's time for me to break open the box, put it together, make sure that the wheels are round, and to just find some confidence that this thing's gonna roll 100 miles with me on top of it. So this video is not going to be about this bike. It's not going to be a review of this bike. I purposefully did not put this bike in the thumbnail, and I did not put it in the title. But what this bike is it's something that is affordable and readily available. This is not about a game changer bike. There's no such thing as a game changer. All right, so let's crack this thing open and see what's inside and what it's gonna take to put it together. Yeah, all right, looks a bit like a bike. So I am rolling with my MTV pedals here. Yeah, they're not clipless. With the super long pins, you'd be surprised at how much pull you get with these pedals. So in the category of things that I've never owned but purchased for this ride, water bottle cages and water bottles. All right guys, here we go. Mile 0. The sun just came up, and yeah. So I've never really used Strava before, but we're gonna figure it out right here. Okie dokie. All right, there's our route. Let's do this. And we're off. $17 miles an hour, 18. So I'm very nervous for this ride. I was actually more confident before I ever sat on a drop bar bike. It feels very uncomfortable. So I'm not used to the posture. Oh, I gotta turn my blinkies on. Here we go. I don't really have any time goal. I'm thinking it's gonna take somewhere between 7 and 8 hours. So it's not a race. One of my biggest fears with this ride is getting to like mile 60 or 70 and just not feeling as though I can continue. That really is my only fear. Also getting hit by a car. Oh, when I stop to take a potty break, I'll show you the ride, my rig. I measured it before I left, and it weighs a little under 36 pounds. A little heavier than I expected, but that's fully loaded with water, all my tools and stuff. So I'm not really sure if my bars are in the best position. I did a little research online, and it comes down to wrist angle, which makes sense. So I did my best to find a comfortable angle, recognizing that I've never ridden a bike like this, so I'll never feel truly comfortable until I get used to it. I'm really afraid of hand pain. I feel like there's more weight on my hands than I'm used to. Normally when I mountain bike, most of the weight's in my feet. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm moving my hands around a lot, wiggling my fingers, changing grip position. Because I know at the end of this ride, my palms are gonna be bruised. All right, 3.5 miles in. I got a lot of shoulder to ride on for a little bit here, which is awesome. I'm very nervous about cars. When I ride downhill in the woods, I don't have to worry about cars. I only worry about myself in terms of safety. Now I have to trust other people with my safety. But I'm gonna make sure that I ride confident, know where I need to be seen, but not assume that anybody respects my life. All right, this is also the first time I'm riding with a diaper on. Feels super awkward. I squirted tons of Desitin in my nether regions and on the diaper, chamois. Hoping that that'll do something. I don't have chamois butter, that wasn't in the budget, but hopefully that's the next best thing. Let's keep rolling. As long as the ground is passing under me from front to back, I'm good. So right now I feel phenomenal, man. This is why I love biking. I love all bike disciplines. Just the ability to accomplish things with nothing but your body. 2 triangles and 2 wheels. Nothing beats it, man. I guess now's a good time to talk about my map, my route. Essentially, I just Googled how to plot a route for a bike ride. I explored Strava and was surprised that Strava doesn't offer turn-by-turn directions. But I found GPS My Ride, and I'm on a trial version of that for this ride. But as far as like the actual route itself, I just went on there and started plotting points to make it an interesting ride to get to certain areas that I think will be cool to check out, but also avoid any major congested areas. So we'll see how that works out. I'm only familiar with about 15 to 20% of the roads on this route. All right, so did my first lengthy climb back there. Wasn't super steep. Felt good. Didn't try to race it. I don't want to be a hero on the first 25% of this ride, only to call for help on the last 20% of the ride. I know I need to eat. Everybody says eat, eat, eat. The only problem is I don't know how much that means. So I brought tons of snacks. Let's see how we're doing. Our speed right now is 17.1 miles an hour, which is super good. I'm not really sure what 12. I think I want to average like 12 or 13. So I don't know what that feels like, so I'm going to try to get a gauge on that. But we're at 10.7 miles, which means we are 1/10 of the way through this ride. 48 minutes to get here. So I stopped super quick to use the bathroom. I want to get back on the road because I don't want to make a habit of stopping, but I just wanted to show you the ride. Here it is. 2 water bottles, tools and camera stuff. blinky lights, 2 tubes, phone mount, flatties. Let's hit the road. Oh yeah, got a booty bag for snacks. Aerodynamic activewear. So I got to climb up here ahead of me. Looking at the elevation graph, whatever that graph is called. This one actually stuck out to me. I don't know that it's particularly steep, but I think it's long. I'm sure I could look on my phone and get some information, but it doesn't matter. I gotta ride up it anyway, so there's no sense in overanalyzing anything. Body feels good, butt feels good. The bike is absolutely terrifying on descents. I wish I had brake levers here. Reaching out here and having to brake. Multi-finger braking too is so strange to me. I mean, do you multi-finger brake? On a mountain bike, I single finger brake. So here, taking so many fingers off the bars is so strange to me. It's just something I gotta get used to. Got a bunch of hours to get used to it. The bike shifted like shit out of the box, but I like to think I'm mechanically inclined. Even with the 2x, I was able to get it shifting fairly well. It's funny, so I got a bit of a shoulder here to work with. So technically, people don't have to move over to not run me over. Nobody even budges over. Like maybe 2 cars so far have moved over slightly as a sign of respect or just to give me some added breathing room. It blows my mind, especially when the visual sight lines back there were like miles. Something that I always do when I drive is I'll even go to the whole other lane if nobody's coming on toward me. It's just a sign of respect. What's up, boss? All right, so I'm coming into a town up here, Dover, Pennsylvania, named after Benjamin Dover, who lived his life with lower back pain, confined to a walker. Just kidding, totally made that up. But anyway, this town is where I think I'm gonna eat my first snack. Bend over, get it? Bend over. I don't really want to slow down to eat. I'm not really hungry right now, but again, I'm planning for the end of this ride. So I'm not gonna worry about time. I mentioned that before. I'm not gonna look at my estimated time of arrival and let that stress me out. Let's grab some food here. My food of choice right now, Skippy PB Bites. Mainly because they're heavy and they take up the most room in my fanny pack. So I want to transition the weight from my fanny pack to my stomach. Go good. Can I do this without crashing? That's the question. Yes, ma'am. So I just realized I forgot to start Strava up. So I got to go back to the point where I feel like I paused it and resume it. I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make. So I think this is where I stopped at Strava. So just started it back up. Let's get back after it. Distance 18.44 miles. 20 miles in and this is fun, man. I'm loving it. I feel no pain yet. It's weird to be out here on such an adventure and kind of be surrounded by people. Normally when I'm in the woods on my adventures alone, there's nobody in sight. Look at the size of these sheep. Just kidding, those are cows. Look at those cows out there. Look at the size of those cows. Just kidding, those are horses. No matter what, destiny has it out for me, because if there's a pinch point, a narrow point of road that I need to squeeze through, without a doubt there'll be a car passing me at that exact same point from behind and one passing me from the front. And all 3 of us are going through that pinch point together. Don't know how that works or why that works. It's like it's gonna be my first test of a shoulderless road here. So we gotta keep our ears open, our eyes open, and if we gotta take this gravel bike in the gravel, we'll do it. "22 miles. Whoop, 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 whoop. More traffic than you would think out here on a country road like this. Thank you. I've not yet seen another cyclist, certainly not another first time roadie out here. Keep my eyes peeled though. Up where I live, you don't see too many cyclists on the road, and they're just looked at as either a potential annoyance or a speed bump. If I can get to the halfway point and feel good mentally, that's going to be huge for me. It's going to give me a lot of motivation for the second half. So far I feel good. I'm about 30 miles into it. It's going to slow down when we get into Gettysburg, I think. Woo. Gotta watch out for woolly bears and walnuts. The two W's, woolly bears and walnuts. If you don't know what a woolly bear is, they're the caterpillars. They are everywhere this time of year. I'm gonna do this ride without squishing one woolly bear. All these streets here that I'm riding, yeah, I've never been down here before. I'll never be down here again. So it's just cool to look at stuff and kind of appreciate it, knowing that it exists even though you never experience it. Morning. You know, part of the challenge of this type of ride is not only just managing myself, having never done it before, but I got to manage my phone battery, because that's running my navigation in Strava to make it honest. And then to document this, I got to manage the camera and the batteries, doing the best I can. I've not gotten beeped at yet, either out of move over MFer or motivation, but there's a lot of riding left to do. All right, so the street I was supposed to turn on wasn't really there. So I'm gonna do the traffic circle here. Like a man, like a woman, like somebody who's confident. There we go. I think we go straight through it. I think I had my first angry driver back there. Some dude in a truck did a little bit of a burnout, a little baby burnout past me. I wasn't really in his way, so I don't know what his big deal was. Didn't faze me one bit. Fazed him more than it fazed me. Walnut. Bump, bump, bump. That's okay. I got my bumper diaper on. Here we go, we're coming upon Lincoln Speedway, which is dirt track racing. Dirt track racing is super big in our area. I'm gonna use the porta potty super quick. Then we're gonna get back on this journey. There's mountains way out there. I don't think you can probably see them. There's mountains way out there. I have to work my way through going north of here. Imagine the noise living over there. I guess if you buy one of these houses, you like dirt track racing. The bike's making noises. I think it's bearings. As long as they hold up, I'm cool with whatever noises they make. It could drive me insane, but as long as they don't seize up, hopefully the metal wears away and it stops making noise. Let's feel what it feels like to get out of the saddle. Man, the power input directly to the wheels is insane on these types of bikes. A lot of my power is lost in the suspension on mountain bikes. It seems like an obvious observation. Got my first supporter here coming along with me on this ride. Thank you, sir. Just under 40 miles into the ride, and I'm a little concerned about this squeaking that's coming out of like every moving part of the bike. I don't think it's a safety issue because I looked it over pretty well before I left, but it could be an efficiency issue because I think it's just lack of grease and bearings and contact points that rotate. So as long as it holds up, I'll push through the squeak. Hey, buddy. Hi. No? Okay. All right, bud. Using hand signals, you know, to signal which way you're turning is funny to me because I would say 98% of drivers do not know what those hand signals mean. It's funny how many cars pass by and you just smell the weed radiating from the windows. Getting a contact high out here. Sunday morning service. Just past mile 40, feel pretty good still. Do feel the burn in my legs, but I think I'll be okay. I'm getting a little bit of a headwind. Shout out to everybody down here in, I guess this is New Oxford. Most of you guys are legends, giving me space on the roadway. I'm trying to get as far off the road as possible. Trying to make it as easy for you as possible. That guy, super awesome. Thank you so much, it means a lot. Hey, do you tow people? Do you tow people? Have a good one. Hey, pretty. More farmland. Man, if I could give these drivers kudos on some kind of like driving app for how much respect they've been giving me in this section of, whoa, I almost rode off the road. In this section of my route, I would, man. It's been super pleasurable. So if you are a thief and you are watching this and you saw my bike here and decided not to steal it, thank you so much. Blinky's still blinking. So I'm in Gettysburg proper now, perhaps one of the most historic places in the United States, surrounded by battlefields. People from all over the country, probably all over the world, come here to visit. Excuse me, guys. I won't run it. I haven't run anybody over yet today. Hey, got stop signs, stop signs. Here we go. We got a biker coming through. Crashed on that bump. Sadly, this isn't a sightseeing journey for me. This is 100 miles, so I gotta make sure that I get home before dark. Funny story, when I was calling around about bike shops that would rent road bikes, and the guy that I talked to said the only one that he knew of that rents bikes was for battlefield tours down in Gettysburg. And I thought how funny it would be, because my route goes through Gettysburg, if I just drove down here and rented a battlefield tour bike and just left on it and rode 100 miles and came back and dropped it off. The Gettysburg area, as I leave Gettysburg, it's big this time of year, the Halloween season, spooky season. People come down here and ghost hunt, like the paranormal investigators, and people that are into that sort of thing claim that there's a lot of paranormal activity down here. Obviously because of the amount of deaths, you know, during the various battles down here. Makes sense why that would lead to a crowd of ghosts. But I'm gonna do my best not to die in Gettysburg, because it would be super embarrassing to live in eternity being a battlefield ghost pushing an inexpensive bike among the soldiers. I can't tell you how massive it is to be heading north of Gettysburg and feel the way I do right now. Feel good. I know that that can change at any instant. So, you know, these small little hills are gonna feel like massive hills. I don't know if what goes up must come down applies to road cycling. I know when I park at the bottom of a trail, that's always the case in mountain. Remember those mountains I pointed at earlier in the video? They are right out there. Just got a hellacious cramp in my upper pec. Trying to reach down to put the water bottle back in the cage, riding with one hand, and there was a car right behind me, and then I had to navigate some potholes with one hand. Instant cramp, man. Whew. This is a brutally steep hill coming up right here. So we gotta sit down and grind. Oh my God. All right, time to recoup. I'm at 62 and a half miles. It's like around 12:15. Pretty. Here we go, thousands of acres of apple trees as far as the eye can see. So I'm starting to feel a little pain on the outside of my left knee. Trying to pedal different postures to see if I can alleviate it a little bit. First time I ever used the drop bars here. 65 miles into my ride, and this is the first time I put my hands down here. These steep hills are gonna kill me, absolutely kill me. Just endless, one after another. Steep, punchy climbs, no shoulder, and freaking traffic out here in the middle of nowhere. Gotta dig deep here. Gotta dig deep. Endless up and down, and this bike doesn't shift smooth enough that I can really smoothly shift into my climbs. Doing what I can. Appalachian Trail crossing. We'll see it again here shortly. All right, I'm gonna have to pretend like I'm a car here. Gonna make sure I got my exit route though. Make sure this dude back here sees me. Ah, let's go, brother. Ah. This is a beautiful little town, Mount Holly Springs. This truck's probably going to the highway. So we are gonna go to the right. I've seen very few other bikers. Well, I guess they're called cyclists. I just saw a guy and he did the low 2-finger wave, which is common on motorcycles, so I guess cyclists have a wave that I was unaware of. All right, we're gonna do something here, hope. Do not want to go past that car. 78.6 miles, Children's Lake, Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania. Look at that skeleton, super massive. I'm not sure where or at what point I went through that mountain range, but I did. I squeezed through a little crack in it somewhere. I think down that way. I gotta try not to get killed here. That's a blind turn. I'm not stopping in the road to cross there. The wind is brutal, man. It's like a wind tunnel in this on this road between this corn. No matter what direction I ride, it feels like it's always in my face. Picked up a new friend here. Gonna hang with me for a few miles. Don't know how much it's impacting my aerodynamics. Uh-oh. Excuse me, do you know if I can ride my bike through that closure? All right, cool, thank you. Have a good hike, guys. You got a beautiful crew there. No hands. Suicide no-hander. No hands going through it. 90 miles. 90 miles. Woohoo! Who's a good squirrel? You're a good squirrel. Wrong gear. Can't switch it. Oh, let's see where we're at here. 93.6 miles in. Cramps are starting to creep up. Keep searching for an easier gear and I'm out of them. Slowly but surely, as long as the ground is going front to back under me. My ride is not too important that I can't show the snake some respect here. You all right? No, you're not all right. All right. Here you go, buddy. No respect in getting run over multiple times when you're literally just trying to move about your day. I could have easily been that snake. Kind of a low-key person when it comes to accomplishments. I don't really celebrate things too much, like some of the bigger features that I've done on a mountain bike. I do them on my own and I just take that accomplishment home with me and I'm sort of proud of it. I don't really talk about it to family and stuff. I'm not like a jumper and a celebrator. But I guess my point is, if I complete this, we're at 95.4. I'm going to be really, really proud of myself. It started off as a stupid idea just a couple weeks ago and turned into a box that contained a very, very inexpensive bike. I'd never ridden a road bike before, or a gravel bike. I got on it just to make sure everything rolled fine, and I kind of was really worried in that my confidence was like completely gone because it just felt so uncomfortable. Just this bike feels uncomfortable. It's not as light as I expected, which I sort of knew when I bought it. But I just it didn't feel comfortable. I felt like I was packed in a storage box, and I honestly had reservations about whether or not I could do this. I said before, I have one shot at making this video so that the title is true. If something happened, like a mechanical or something, or I needed to get rescued halfway through, I could just never make this video again. I would have posted it, but it just would have been a very different experience for me. It would have, if I can't finish this, I'm not done yet. I still got a big climb up here. But if I couldn't finish this, if I can't finish this, it's just something that's gonna stick with me for a long time. this is over, my free trial for Strava will go away. My free trial for GPS My Ride is going to go away. But what won't go away is this experience. Good or bad, it might stick with me mentally and physically. 98.1. No walking. We're not walking in one single foot of this 100-mile bike ride. It's a bike ride, it's not a walk. It's hot. My legs are dead. My legs are shot. They're toast. I just feel the heat radiating off the road. Just thankful there's not a lot of traffic right here. Let's get out of the seat for a little bit. Oh my God. My quads want to cramp right now. Oh my God. We got this. I can do this. Woo. I'm sure for a roadie this is absolutely nothing. Body weight, body weight, body weight. Body weight, body weight, body weight. There's the summit. Sky view. Oh man. Don't cramp up on me now, legs. Oh, my hip flexors want nothing more than to cramp up. 99.1. 99.9. 100. Oh my God. Coming in the back door of where I started this morning just after 7 o'clock. It's 3:20, it's 3:32 right now. It wasn't fast, it wasn't pretty. It certainly wasn't quiet. But I did it. This bike was good enough. Thank you to my mountain bike pedals, thank you to the bike. Thank you to my chamois, my snacks. Thank you to my family. That don't tell me these ideas are so stupid that they talk me out of them. Thank you to anybody watching this. Like and subscribe. Sorry, I can't really think right now. Here's where we started. Right there. No fanfare, no ticker tape. Thank you if you watched this far. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. Yeah, peace. If you have any questions about this ride, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your questions or your thoughts. Thank you. Oh yeah, the Strava data is linked below too.